Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again with another video today. Got a plethora of cards I'm reviewing today. We're just going to kick things off with Mystic Piper. This is a solo print dawning from Extreme Victory. I've covered this card a few times in my past videos. Old school level 1 deck that this was really popular in, which is really cool. First editions here are coming in at about 8.5, and then jumps up to 9. And there's only 2 pages of this for lightly played in near mint. Really fantastic artwork. Cool, deep, secret rare foiling. Excuse me. Upstart Goblin, Secret Slayer. So I reviewed this pretty heavily in one of my later videos. This card is currently at 1. This is an amazing draw power card. I'm an avid believer this is going to go to 3 again. We're going to see an era where this is going to go to 3, and this is definitely going to see some price increase. There is also the Ultra Rares from Legendary Collections 4, Joey's World, I want to say. It's either 3 or 4, I can't remember which one. There is an Ultra Rare version, which is pretty pricey. It's definitely seen a higher end price increase. Excuse me. And I definitely think this super rare will fall as well as there's the Tournament Pack or Turbo Pack or whatever it was, Astral Pack super rares, which are collectors now too. But these are just really nice. Has the updating foiling, and I really believe in this card. I really believe in draw power is very necessary for turboing through your deck, and this card basically makes your deck a 39 card deck if you're running a 40 card deck. Price change hasn't fluctuated too much. Really quickly, you can see here 5+ pages. This is a brand new set. I'm going to switch this over really quick to 3-ofs because you're going to want to buy these in multiple stacks. They're still just about $2, but there's not a lot of big multiples here. Like you see some, there's a 12 here, 10 here, 26 here. This is actually the store I bought from personally for part of them. I think I invested into 43 copies of these, if I'm not mistaken. So about 2 bones a piece. This is just a fantastic card. I don't want to talk too much about this because I did cover it pretty heavily in one of my earlier videos. That's up to you guys. Trade-in is seeing a price increase and value increase. Right here we got the Secret Rares, which is the highest rarity currently that we have here in the TCG, dawning from Legendary Collection Kaiba, an amazing reprint set. A lot of cool cards in this set, a lot of awesome rarities. First edition, the first page here is almost 14 bones, and all across the board pretty much 14 bones. It's 4+ pages, so that's really incredible. This card was never this much money. It's definitely increased in value for the secret, but all across the board trading, I've seen a trending in like all of the prices are increasing here. There's like you can see the Ultra Rare from Legendary Collection 4. It's roughly around 7. Destiny Soldiers, I want to say I think that's a super rare, it's sitting at about 3. My personal preference, I really do like the secret, but because its price is so high right now, I would personally prefer the Turbo Pack Booster 1-pack rares. These are really hard to get because it's a Turbo Pack card. It's not a hollow foil, but it is a rare, so it's got some rarity to it. And I like these. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the hardest print to get up as to date. Even though the secret rares do look very, very nice. Not a big fan of the ultras. The secret rares look very nice. These are $5 now. Only 1 page left, and the cheapest is 5 bones and bottoms out at 20. So very, very interesting that this card is going up in value. I've always loved this. I think this is great draw power. I'm an avid Dark World player, so pitching graph with this and drawing 2. And there's so many different level 8s that you can run in Dark World. And my favorite XYZ monsters are rank 8. So I love running level 8 cards. And a plethora of commons here, which I'm not really going to be too concerned about. So there's something to consider. The next card is going to be appropriate. We have the original prints from Pharaoh Servant, common, and super rares. I've been waiting forever for a hollow print of this card. This card definitely merited this super rare rarity upgrade. This card is fantastic. Did plenty of experimenting with Dark Worlds with this card, and it's really fun to pull this off. You can get some mad draw power. These guys kind of look goony, kind of silly artwork, but the gold sacks is pretty cool. I like that part of the artwork. So this is the original print from PSV. Let's go ahead and see if we can find some first editions. First edition here is about $50. It's a one of, and unless you want to factor in shipping, it's a little bit over $1. And then about $1.25 for a one of here at the bottom of page 2. These are all kind of mostly unlimited, and they're one of. So really quickly, I'm just going to convert over to 3 or more to see if there's any stacks for first edition. Alright, so there's a few stacks. There's 13 here for 50 cents, so game on. This would probably be the ideal choice if you want to go for original prints. And then there's a 4 up here for 82, and another page after that, so it's interesting. I'm going to go over to the super rare prints now. So, I mean, again, it's always debatable if you want to go for original first editions prints or for rarity updates, newer cards. Me personally, in this opinion, the Pharaoh Servant first editions are very nice, but because now that there is a super rare foil or a hollow foil super rare, I do prefer the super rares. First edition super rares, even though Mystic Fires is a really new set, the reason being why it's really cheap right now as well. This is just a fantastic card. This draw power is it's a pot of greed, and it can continue to be a pot of greed as long as you pull it off. Obviously, it's very targetable, very susceptible to trap removal, but it's just an all-around great card, and I think it's very undervalued. And a lot of people don't really talk about it. I think it deserves more credit than it's given, and it's literally 3 dimes. It's 39 cents, then 50 cents. And it starts to trickle past $1 after that. There's a 56 wall here and a 12 here. So this is just an all-around fantastic card. 5+ more pages for that. So really check out Appropriate. Next card is going to be Forced Requisition. This card only has 2 prints, Common from Dark getting 1, and the original Pharaoh Servant, PSV. Let's see if we can find some first editions here. This is another card that I haven't experimented as much as I had Appropriate, but this is a fun card to kind of pitch your opponent's hand away when you're playing Dark Worlds. Or I'm actually even thinking about, again, right now I've been experimenting a lot with Shadal mixtures. Right now my concoction is Dark World Danger or Shadal. It's really fun. So I'm thinking about even mixing in possibly this card with Shadals maybe, and make your opponent pitch hand. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff. It's a very diverse deck, and it's really great. I would definitely take a look at Shadals if you guys haven't played before. They're really fun to pilot. So this is the original print, and I love the artwork. I love this old school, like Generation 1. And again, Pharaoh Servant is extremely ancient. It's part of, I want to say, I think it was like the fifth or fourth pack that ever came out in the TCG for the core set. So it's extremely old. Awesome nostalgic Generation 1 card. First edition here is about 30 cents. It's a one of. Really quickly, I'm just going to switch over to 3 ofs because this isn't a very expensive card. This isn't a very well-known card. This is so old, I feel like people really forgot about this card, and it's kind of hard to pull off. It's pretty situational, depending on what type of deck you're playing. There's a half a bone here for gamers only, and there's a 4 of here, so that's pretty nice. And then there's a 6 of here for the same price here. So gamers only, it's interesting how they're both the same price, but for near mint and limited, lightly played. Obviously go for these, there's more of them, they're nicer condition, same price. So this is really nice. You can see all the Dark World stuff being featured here. So this is pretty much one of the only decks you can run this card and actually have a chance to pull it off. But really great card. Next card is going to be Toll Hike. So what I wanted to mention about this is, again, I was thinking about this because I've been experimenting with Shadals a lot, and you discard a lot, and you want to pitch off and activate cards effects in the grave with that deck. And if you mill a Shadal monster, whatever it is, that you burn off from your deck, you could potentially get an effect plus, and it kind of clogs up your opponent potentially a little bit depending on what you're playing. This is the original prints from Soul Fusion. There was a common reprint from the Megatins, but this is the original prints, priority of just a rare right now. So it is what it is for that. It's about 2 dimes, 20 cents across the board. There's a 50 of first edition, so that's pretty great. Next card is going to be Peepers Servant again. So this is a card that I was thinking about Shaddolls with, potentially running with Shaddolls. There's a really cool Forgotten combo that I learned a really long time ago that I used to really just kind of torment people with, is if you use this with your Macrocosmos or Dimensional Fisher, Banisher of the Radiance, Banisher of the Light, whatever it is that you want, those multi-removal cards. And it basically locks it locks your opponent out. It locks you out too, but usually those decks you're playing defensively, and you usually play those in burn decks, so you can just stall out and burn your opponent to death, and it locks them out from attacking. So it's a pretty awesome combo. One thing I did realize about this, and I'll have to check because I do have the original first edition prints from MRL Magic Ruler. I was looking for the different versions. Dark Beginning and Magic Ruler, you can see that it has crucifixes. It has the cross tombstones. Whereas the Retro Prac 1 and the Dark Legends have the censored, non-religious related flat tombstones for the graves. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'll have to check this. I never really realized this before. But yeah, I guess this was like uncensored, because normally we don't get crucifixes or cross graves in the TCG. When they did the Lost Art promotion, you can see Call of Haunted was updated to the cross tombstone. So I always thought that was kind of interesting. It's actually the second card that I've noticed that they've kind of slipped through the cracks on the censorship here in the TCG. So that's really, really cool. So yeah, the Spell Ruler, Magic Ruler, and Dark Beginning 1 have all the original uncensored artworks. Unless this is just an error on TCG Player for the pictures, but I'm pretty sure, because I have these ones, the MRLs, and I'm pretty sure it does have the crucifixes, which is pretty cool, whereas they censored it in the later prints. So, my personal opinion, the Magic Ruler first editions are going to be the best. So let's take a look at. It's really unfortunate that this card. I kind of like how there's not too many prints of this for being so old. I mean, Magic Ruler was, I want to say, I think the third core booster set in all the TCG. So this is like ancient of ancients. It's kind of cool that they've kind of kept it in limited qualities, haven't really printed it that much. But I would really love a secret rare foil of this card. This card would look so great. Konami, please don't cheap out and make this a super rare. Please make it a secret rare. It is worthy of a secret rare, especially with the lockout combo. And the artwork is just fantastic. And it says Gravekeepers, which is one of my favorite decks. I really like Gravekeepers a lot, so that makes it pretty cool. Moving on here, let's see if we can find some first editions. This is on 3 of still, so I'm just going to switch that back really quick to get more realistic market price. It's already $1 a piece for just the Unlimiteds alone for Near Mint Lightly Played. Here's a 1-of for about 2 bones from Gamers Only. And then there's another one here, which is about $1. So it's going to be pretty much $2 across the across the board, it looks like, for this card for the first editions. Again, you only want to go first editions for pretty much everything. The price differentiation is just exponential. You always have to go first edition. And then it starts to jump into, about a little bit over 2. But there's not really any 3-ofs for the first editions. Only 4 pages available, so this is just a fantastic card in general. A lot of cool history to it, cool combos, and all around just really, really great card. Alright, so Light Pulsar Dragon is going to be the next card I'm going to be featuring. There's only 2 print versions that we have here on the TCG. This one, the original print from the Structured Deck Dragons Collide, as an ultra rare. And there's another crap gold rare that no one really likes, so I'm not even going to feature it. This card is super cheap. First editions are under a bone, and there's 5+ pages, so it's not difficult to get by any means. I really, really love the artwork of this card. It's got really fantastic artwork. Its effect isn't really that great, but there's just something about this card being so cheap and that there's not a lot of prints. Like there's really only 2 printings of this card. There's an abundance because no one really wants this card. I guess mostly just because it's not really useful right now, but I think it has potential as new cards come out and more development changes in the game. I think this could potentially come back. I think it has the merit to come back. I mean, it's light, it's dragon, it has pretty decent stats. And it just, I think it works good with chaos because it's balanced around light and dark stuff, which is kind of a big feature in this video. So moving on, of course, you can't mention light Pulsar without dark flare. The brother card to it came again. Same prints, structured deck, Dragons Collide. Only 2 prints of this. There's a Crap Gold and there's this original print. This is an ultra rare as well. And this card is not as good. I really do prefer the light Pulsar. Artwork is better. It's got a better effect and higher stats. But dark flare is still, you can't really have the light without the dark. So it's kind of something that just goes along with it. This card is really cheap too, well under $1 for first editions. And there's 5+ pages of this as well. So really quickly, I just wanted to feature these two because there's something about these, like it's mostly light Pulsar, but then again, dark flare is just kind of there as well. Moving on, I can't feature these cards without Eclipse, Wavering. Of course, Dragon decks, they're going to want to use this. I really thought there was a lot of rarities of this. I thought they reprinted this card to hell, but they really apparently haven't unless there's an error on TCG Player right now. There is a Crap Gold, a common, and then this super rare, which I didn't know that this card was that new. I know this structure deck is really old, but I really thought Eclipse Wavering was a lot older than this structure deck. But apparently, according to TCG Player, the original print was from the structure deck Dragons Collide. It has a super rare, which in my opinion is going to be the best rarity. So looking at the first editions here, they're about $1, $1 plus, a little bit over $1, and there's about 5+ pages. So this is still a really cool card on its own merit. Just awesome dragon support, really great artwork. I love the artwork, the eclipse here of the moon or sun or whatever that is, and the dragon, red dragon is pretty cool. So just an all-around great card. Not a lot of prints of this, and it's so cool. It's cool that it comes out as super rare as well. Next card is going to be Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. So we just saw a reprint here in Hero's Revenge as an ultra rare, which is super cheap. And we got some other commons here. But what I want to talk about is the Astral Pack 6 super rares. This is my personal rarity inversion print of this card. I think it's the hardest to get because it is dawning out of an Astral Pack tournament pack. And it's really cheap. This card is really cheap right now. It's like a half bone. About a bone if you want to factor in shipping, and there's a pretty good abundance here on the market, 4+ pages, and they're all pretty much $1 across the board if you don't factor in shipping. So this card is really great. Next card is, you kind of see a trend here. I'm kind of featuring these cards that kind of go hand in hand. They kind of came out together and they're made to work together, like White Dragon Waving Buster. Really great card as well. Kind of got the same treatment. We got the ultra rare and the Battles of Legends Hero Revenge. A couple of other commons here, but my personal preference would be the Astral Pack 6 super rare version. This is a really cool card too. It's just a quick, easy summon. Again, I think this card is great for dragons, good for chaos. And it's interesting that they're showing some Shadal stuff here and some Lightsworn. Anyway, so and this card again is just a little bit over $1 a piece, and there's 4 pages for this card, so that's definitely something to consider. Moving on here, and the majority of the rest of this video is going to be pretty chaos focused, so just to let you guys know. Chaos Sorcerers, so a lot of cool prints. I won't really be too concerned with these gold prints. No one really likes that. I am a fan of Pyramids edition. There is some gold rare cards that look pretty good. Most of it's pretty trashy though. Crap commons besides the original print Invasion of Chaos. I do respect this version. Of course, we have a super rare and ultra rare rarity bumps, but this is the original OG, and this card back in the day, cookie cutter chaos with like unerrated BLS and Yatagarasu and Chaos Emperor Dragon and Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, and that combo just reigned supreme for so long. It was just such a blowout deck back in the day. And this card was only common. This was the only version that we had. So even though BLS was an ultra rare and Said was a secret rare and all that, this was still just a common. So this was always affordable. And this was always kind of like the poor man's chaos monster run. And for the most part, this was always at 3, if I'm not mistaken. But BLS and Said were always at 1 for the most part. So this was kind of the go-to card, the Watertown version of Set and BLS. So really quickly, let's take a look at the OGs. It's about a little bit over $1 here. Here's a 1 of for first edition. And on the second page, there's a 3 of here for about 63 plus 85 shipping. And then 1 here for about a little over $1 here. So 5 plus pages. So you guys can dip into that further if you want to. All around just awesome card, really nostalgic. Invasion of Chaos was a game-changing set for original Generation 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of just crazy ban cards came out in that set. Alright, so next version I want to review is the Legendary Collection 3 Yu-Gi World Super Rares. As opposed to the common, this would probably be my next favorite. These are pretty great, but they're pretty pricey, so that's why I kind of prefer the commons. There's one here for about 5 if you want to factor in shipping, and then it jumps all the way up to 10. Here's a 2 for 10-1, and then this is it. This is not even a full page, only 1 page left, so this card is quickly going away. And there's a lot more significantly valuable Turbo Pack Booster 2 Ultra Rares, which a lot of people like. And I'm not going to admit, I'm not a big fan of Ultra Rares. This does look pretty nice. I have seen these up in person. They do look really nice. But just when we have a super and we have a common that are just ridiculously, just significantly cheaper, it really just makes this ultra rare really not that attractive to me. Ultra rare is my least favorite rarity. I really don't like rarity. The only time I like ultra rare rarity if it's like an old school Generation 1 first edition ultra rare that doesn't really have a lot of higher rarities, where ultra rare is the highest rarity for that print. This card starts off at almost 40 bones and then quickly jumps up to 40 plus. Only 2 pages left. I don't really like this. Again, I get it. It's Turbo Pack. It's collectors. It's the highest rarity technically as of now. But I would definitely go for the commons first, and then maybe even the super rares before I would go ever after the expensive ultra. Alright, so next card is going to be Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This is one of my all-time favorite dragon cards. This card is just so powerful. Such a great card. And there's so many amazing rarities. We have the Shonen Jump Magazine Ultra Rares, Legendary Collection 4 Secret Rares, the Duelist Saga Ultra Rares, and the Dual Terminal 4 Commons. Then there's a Super here, and then some 2 Commons here. So let's start out with, I do want to review a couple of these. So I would probably say my personal favorites are the Dual Terminals, but the runner-up would definitely be the Ultra Rares, which I want to say I think that this was the original print. I think this is the oldest print. Shonen Jump Magazine promo, I want to say was the original print and the oldest print of this card. So being the oldest would be the hardest to get technically per se, and it's already back up to $17 right off the bat, and then Doppel's down to about 25 plus. So this card is definitely going back in value. I know it dropped tremendously for quite a while. I was really surprised. Like I think it went down to like $5 or $7 or something. It's right back up there. It's about 18 bones now, rightfully so. This card is ancient. These magazines are near impossible to get now, and it's just something about it that it's a Shonen Jump card, but not only is it a Shonen Jump card making it a collectible, it is a good, playable, meta, powerful card. It's just a blowout card. It's awesome. The secret rares here. So I would go into, like, if you want to look at these, the Dual Saga Secret Rares, these are definitely really good rarities, but my personal favorite would be the Dual Terminal 4 version. This is going to be the last version that I'm going to review specifically here for this card for time saving purposes. This is about $4 if you want to factor in shipping. Then it moves quickly to 5 to 7 for this card. And granted, this is still just a common, but it is dawning from Dual Terminal 4, making it pretty awesome. Only 2 pages left of this, so there's definitely a price increase, a value increase going around with Darkness Metal. And this has always just been a good card. And it's been at 1 for just forever, because it's just such a blowout card. Next card is going to be Dark Arm Dragon. Really amazing prints. That we got tons of amazing prints for this card. We got the Turbo Pack Booster 6 Ultimate Rares, which are like 90 plus. You can see very, very expensive. The original OG first edition Secret Rares from Phantom Darkness. The Gold Series 2009, which these actually look really, really good. So this series, 2008, 2009 Gold Series, I think there was a 2008. I don't remember 2008, 2009 was the first Gold Series, but whatever the first 2 Gold Series were in Haunted Mine, specifically mostly just for the Ghost Golds, such as like Herald MST, Psalm, Judgment, all that stuff, look really great. Don't normally like golds, but particularly for this series, they actually really made the gold rares look very, very nice. They kind of just got sprayed with a tin of gold. They're not like overly powered gold and just look super like ugly. And these are seeing some good value increase too. They're about 2+, 2.5. But more importantly, what I want to review, yes, the Ultimate does look very nice. I've seen that up in person, and it is very nice, but it is pretty ungodly expensive for what it is. I would definitely go for the Legendary Collections Kaiba, because I personally think with the updated rarity where like more of the cards filled out, like the upper right corner here, this even looks superior aesthetically to even the Phantom Darkness Secret Rares. Now I get it, Phantom Darkness is a lot older, they're harder to get, more valuable, more expensive, but this card looks better. It looks superior on the surface to me. And it's extremely cheap. It used to be a lot cheaper. This card was literally, when this set dropped, was it Kaiba? Legendary Collections Kaiba? Legendary Collection Kaiba, yeah. This card was super cheap. It was like well under $1, if that. And right now, the first editions are sitting at almost about $3, $2.50, $3. So still very, very cheap, still affordable. This is an amazing rarity. Dark Arm Dragon is a really awesome card. A lot of history to this card. A lot of great history to this card. Teledad format. I unfortunately was not in the game during that, but I've always hear the tall tale legends of Teledad and its infamous reign of power. So it's really, really great. So this would definitely be my ideal choice for Dark Arm Dragons. So I would definitely check out those. Next is going to be BLS, Black Luster Soldier. Everyone knows the Dark Revelations is going to be money, because I don't personally like Dark Beginning, Dark Revelation stuff, but collectors for some reason like those sets. Maybe they were like short printed or something. I'm not really sure what the story is behind that. There's awesome Dual Saga, which is very unique on its own merit. Ultra Rare foiling. There's the Super Rares from the 2013 Collector Tins. All the BLSs are holding pretty good value. Even the Shadal Showdown commons are, not even really $1. Not really that common. But a lot of cool rarities. We have Dual Saga, we have a Super Rare Tin promo, the OG Invasion of Chaos, Legendary Collection 3 Secret Rare. But my personal all-time favorite, even though I will say that the OG Ultra Rare first editions are really nice and it'll show they're a lot of money. But for the price and what it is, I have to go with Master Collection Volume 2. I talk about this set a lot. I really, really love this set. This was a really, really old set. It was like a book that you got, and one had like Thousand Eyes Restrict and Relinquished and BLS and a whole bunch of really old, iconic dual DM era, dual monsters era cards. It was really great. I'll definitely check these sets out, Volume 2 and Volume 1. Anyway, So this is my personal favorite secret rarity print of this, and it's sitting at about, wow, yeah, about $17 right off the bat. It goes to $17 and quickly jumps all the way up to 31 plus. Only 2 pages left of this, so this card is definitely seeing some great value increase, which I'm really happy about. I have a couple copies of this. I don't see myself letting go of them anytime soon because this is just such an ancient set, and BLS is at 3 now, which is just incredible. I never thought I would see the day where this card would go to 3 and completely be untouched, not errated. It's really great. Moving on, the next card is going to be Chaos Dragon 11 Year. So I don't normally cover newer cards. I try to kind of stay in like the older era cards, but I'm not prejudiced to covering popular new meta cards by any means. One card I don't really talk about enough, that I don't give enough credit to, but I pretty much run a playset, and pretty much all my builds when I play test and mess around is going to be evenly matched. Evenly Matched is one of my favorite trap cards right now, and I think it will be for a long time. A card is just a blowout card and completely turns around games. So I think everyone should have at least 3 evenly matches, and I run 3 in the majority of the stuff that I build. So we got the ultimate rare here. Not really interested. I mean, it's cool. I haven't seen these up close. I'm sure they look pretty nice with the blue and purple foiling in the ultimate rare, but they're pretty pricey. Personally, I think the alternate artwork from Dual Overlord just looks stupid. It looks so dumb. I'm sorry if you guys like this. I think they really just kicked the can, the designers on this, because I really do not like the alternate artwork at all. But let's take a look at the OG Soul Fusion Secret Rares, which in my opinion for first edition would definitely be the top print that we have seen here in the TCG for this card. Alright, so starting off here, we get the Unlimiteds for about 12 bones. So even the Unlimiteds alone are some pretty good value. Let's see if we can find some first editions here. So we see the dawning of our first editions on the second page. There's one here for about 14. And then it jumps to 15 and then 16. 16 is about the average, I would say, for the first edition. Majority of them are 16 here on the second page, so I'd say about 16 bones for first edition. Chaos Dragon, really awesome artwork, and for this one specifically, the original print, awesome artwork, really killer effect, and really great stats. A 3k beater that you just special summon out and you just smack your opponent in the face with is always a fun time. And the last card I want to talk about is Sad Chaos Emperor Dragon. This card has such great meaning to me. It was my favorite card for the longest time. It was one of the most beastliest cards out in the game before I threw the towel in my first running through this game before I joined back up after high school. So a lot of great prints here. Ultimate Rare, of course, the OG First Edition Secret Rares. Not really a big fan of the Dark Revs or the Shonen Jump. Even though it's interesting, the Shonen Jump is seeing a very nice price increase. If you're seeing, I think it's starting at 19 bones, is definitely a good investment if you guys invest into that. Probably because it has the errata text too. Maybe that's why it has a little special to it. You can see even the Lost Millennium special editions, I believe these were, are 10 bones. So all across the board, this is just a nostalgic Generation 1 great blowout card. Unfortunately, it did get errated, watered it down a lot, but it is still a 3,000 beater badass dragon that you can bust out for your hand and smack your opponent around with. And its artwork is just phenomenal. I really, really love the artwork. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Duelist Pack Kaiba. What's great about this Duelist Pack Ultimate Rares, I think Duelist Packs is pretty cool. They're kind of special on their own merit because it's some of the few Ultimate Rares. Well, I guess all the core sets, the old core sets, when we got Ultimate Rares, they all came in first edition print as well. So I guess I'm kind of sounding silly saying this, but something about Duelist Pack, it's cool because you can get an Ultimate Rare card and you can get a first edition print. Nowadays, with OTS being the only way you can get our ultimate rares here in TCG, unfortunately, they're all not first edition unlimited. They're all just ultimate rare. There's no really edition. So, well, that's interesting. This card was a rare between the first edition and unlimited edition. I didn't know that fun little fact. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, okay, so ultimate rare set. Let's go ahead and see if we can find. There's some Japanese ones, and unlimiteds are already $40. So wow, that's incredible. The unlimiteds have gone up pretty nicely. Only 3 pages left here for this print. First editions are going to be on the second page, and they start topping off at $62. That is incredible. $62 for first edition Ultimate Chaos Emperor Dragon. Then bottoms off at about $80 at the bottom of page 2. So that is definitely worth some great money, which makes sense. It's ultimate rare, awesome card, powerhouse card. Great rich history to this card. Alright, we're going to look at the OG Secret Rares from Invasion of Chaos. This is my personal favorite print and rarity of this card. Unlimiteds are already going for almost 30 bones plus. So this card, even for the unlimited, is definitely seeing some growth, which is always a good thing. I've always been an advent fan of this card. First editions are all the way up to $100. It's incredible. $99. Yeah, $99 is the first editions for lightly played. So unfortunately, I did sell 2 of these when I was in Japan. I had 2 first edition OG prints, and I don't remember how much I sold them for. I want to say 80. I think I did pretty good. I sold them for 80 a piece, I believe, on Facebook. And yeah, I thought I did pretty well. 80 a pop for 2 prints, first edition. I thought I did pretty well. I was really excited about passing those off. Felt really comfortable about pushing those off for 80 a piece. It's definitely seen a little bit of value increase now. You can see the first edition is 100 here, so that's pretty incredible. And then it already starts to go to 100 plus, and this is just the second page. So could this go up? Maybe. I'm not really sure. Potentially. This is a really, again, just amazing artwork, powerful card, great history. It's got pretty much just everything going for this card right now. So that is the video tonight. I apologize, everyone. It's really early in the morning, late at night, however you want to perceive it. I had a pretty eventful today, but I wanted to get in a daily video and share some content with you guys today. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This has been a showcasing by the White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.